this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. I don't know what the price of XRP is by the time you're watching this because things are happening very quickly. Maybe it's still ranging and it's still at the same roughly $1.46 it is as I record this. Maybe it's a little lower. There could be shallow pullbacks. Maybe it's to $2 by now. I don't know. But the short-term price action isn't going to matter. If you look on a higher time frame, though, and I want to focus on this a bit in this video, you should have seen this coming. There's a reason I want to highlight that has to do with moving forward, not just as a "see, I told you so" moment. But so yes, you should have seen it coming. If you're a chart analyst type, I mean, I understand it can be hard to figure this out for the everyday person out there. Totally get that, and that's why I listen to tons of chart analysts that I find to be reputable, and I'm going to share with you some of what they said leading up to this point throughout this year. But given it's undeniable that the general perspective that all of the reputable analysts I have, what they were saying about XRP, what was going to happen in all probability, now that it has gotten to this point, I think people are now willing to listen a bit more about what's about to happen because, frankly, the all-time high for XRP is on deck. I don't know if that means today, tomorrow, next week, next month, but it is on deck, roughly speaking. It's going to be here much sooner than later, and so I want to share with you what has gotten us to this point and why you should have known that it was, although not technically certain, highly probable that we would see XRP blasting off at this moment, and also why you should expect XRP, in terms of probability, to hit a new all-time high. Although I always admit we don't know for sure. Wacky stuff can happen in the world. There can be black swan events. But if, history kind of rhymes with itself, as I frequently say, and I'm really going to highlight that in this video. Because now that we're seeing XRP breaking out, just think back to, if you've been following me for a while, think back to how many times I've said that throughout this year. I say draw upon the past to come to reasonable conclusions about what is most probable. It's now happening, and more people are paying attention and happy to see that. But that's why it's exciting. It's not just some sort of "see, I told you so" thing. Although, I mean, you can have fun with that if you want to. That's fine. But it's also about the future, because the best part is yet ahead. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, it's worth mentioning here, because there's new people jumping on board into crypto and to this channel. Just to be clear, I'm not a chart analyst. I don't want to be one. It bores me to tears. It really does. I pay attention because I'm hyper interested in crypto. I pay attention on a daily basis. I spend several hours on a day tracking this, making YouTube videos, the whole 9 yards, because it's my most favoriteest hobby that I've ever had. It just is. It grabs me. It reaches me for some reason. But you don't have to be an analyst to understand a lot of what I'm sharing with you here. It's very easy to understand. So what I do is what I found over a span of years is a number of analysts that I find to be reputable, and none of them are perfect, but they're reputable, and in a general sense, they have a pretty damn high hit rate, typically speaking. And when they start to come to the same or similar conclusions about what's happening in regards to the crypto space and XRP specifically, when they in unison are roughly saying the same thing, that's a good time to pay attention to them and say, they're probably right. This is probably going to happen. And especially if you look at the technical analysis that they share in conjunction with historical price action, it's like, duh, yeah, you don't know for sure, but in terms of probability, which is why I've been screaming this whole freaking year, it's just a matter of time, this thing's going to break. And so, yeah, I'm not a chart guy, but I understand what a symmetrical triangle is, which is on your screen right here. And he drew these trend lines going back to 2017, when XRP hit its all-time high of close to $4 ultimately, almost 7 years ago. And ever since then, it's been in an increasingly narrowing range here. And I understand that when that happens, eventually you get towards the apex of the symmetrical triangle, that is to say the end, and typically before you reach the actual end, there's a breakout to the upside or the downside. Now, given that we're in a bull market, it was most probable to believe that we would see a breakout to the upside, and we sure as hell have. So this was posted just last night by chart analyst Dom, and he said, XRP plus 150% in 2 weeks. We watched this pennant all year. Posted about it 10 plus times. It was really that easy. Now we enjoy. So if you've been following me for a while, you are armed with this information. And not because I'm a chart analyst or some finance guru. And I'm not pretending to have known for sure. That's not the point. You go to reputable sources, and if they're all screaming the same thing, you might think, oh, maybe there's something to that. And that's what I've reported on my channel. So the fact that we're seeing that this has come to fruition should not be surprising. This was always by far the most probable outcome. It just took time. But that's fine. We don't choose. We're adults. We have to wait. We can be patient. But, either you have exposure when this thing breaks or you don't. And I sure as hell did. And I continue to. So that was very fun to see. There is, also, this is just kind of funny. The same analyst, Dom, just last night as XRP was popping off again, he wrote, some alerts just went off I must have set years/months ago, LOL. And so they're trading view alerts that popped up on his phone. And look at this top one here. I'll have to censor this one because there could be children's in the background. XRP 1 month RSI making new highs. Strap the F in. Then he got another one. XRP monthly RSI over 70. Hold the F on now. It's just kind of funny, like he forgot that he even set these, and here it is popping off like he expected it probably would, and wouldn't you know it. There's also this from Charting Guy. And for those of you that aren't looking at your screen, there's a fun little comic if you care to take a look here. I'm not going to describe it just for the sake of time, but it's on your screen. And he wrote the following. He wrote this on July 16th of this year, well before XRP had popped off. The Bitcoin haters were saying that XRP was dead. It's just going to keep going towards zero against XRP. He and others, and I highlighted, even though I'm not a technical analyst, that no, actually, this is historically the moment where you should expect an XRP turnaround for a ton of reasons. You can look at various metrics, and this actually is, roughly speaking, the moment, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next quarter, this is the time when it happens. And I've been screaming that to anybody that will listen, and of course, we now know that that was correct. And so he shared this post in July before we knew it was correct. And this highlights why we knew, which is important to remember. And then, but this is also why it's important to understand, they're still correct about where we're going. Double-digit XRP, very plausible. I don't make price predictions, but tons of these analysts that I follow that got us to this point, and they were correct, are saying, yeah, based on historic precedent and technical analysis, yeah, you really could see it go that high. And I certainly know, even not being in TA, I know based on historic precedent and seeing other coins that have roughly this amount of money injected to them, I know the multiplier effect I've seen in previous market cycles. So the idea of XRP getting well above $10 absolutely is plausible. Easily. In fact, I'm wondering if that's too conservative, and I don't know. But it's worth wondering, isn't it? And so in July, he posted this. People ask me all the time, you post great charts and are good at what you do, but why do you like that S-word coin XRP? And then he says, well, if you knew how to properly chart, then you would appreciate it as well. The best chartists I know on this app are bullish XRP as well. It's not every day you see a chart that, number one, is near the end of a 6.5-year symmetrical triangle consolidation phase. And folks, wouldn't you know it, we got towards that end and we saw the break. This is a thing. This isn't just something that people were saying just for the hell of it and just making it up. They were all saying it. It happened. We got towards the end of it, and it broke out about the time that we should reasonably expect it to, especially with the end of the United States election cycle. Number two, has a pending monthly RSI downtrend breakout coming soon, paired with the bullish cross. Now, folks, I'll pause to note, last night, that is what I was talking about. Credible Crypto chart analyst highlighted that as well. He said this thing is breaking out to the upside, reaching for the first time in a while overbought territory, which isn't a negative in this case, because once you hit that, if it's with this much strength, you can carry way through into all-time highs, persisting with that overbought RSI indicator. And so that's not a negative. It's nowhere near where it was at 2017, even at this point. And so he's saying here, in July, it has a pending monthly RSI downtrend breakout coming soon, paired with the bullish cross. Folks, that happened. The breakout of the symmetrical triangle, it happened. The RSI downtrend breakout, it happened. This is what I've been saying. You just have to be patient, folks. That's it. Number three, has the monthly Bollinger Band squeezing maybe the tightest in any chart I've ever seen in my life. Now, folks, that is absolutely true. This cycle, the Bollinger Bands got the tightest they've been in the history of XRP. The second tightest they've ever been occurred in 2017 before XRP ran to almost $4. It's just yet another metric. And what happened here? The Bollinger Bands the other day started expanding. Of course. And so when they expand, that means you're going to see a breakout. Now, that indicator in and of itself, I know this, doesn't indicate whether or not the asset will go up or down. But we're in a bull market. So I was hazarding a guess this whole year that when it broke out, and now it finally has, that it would be to the upside, and here we are, and it's up a lot. It's XRP is up dramatically. Number 4 has the monthly stochastic RSI about to cross bullish. Number 5, and its Bitcoin pair looking more bullish than any alt/Bitcoin pair out there. Number 6, with tons of FUD, sideliners, people who give up, wrote it off as dead, etc., etc. That's right. When people give up, like that is one of the metrics you can look at. Like if you're one of the people that lost hope, you're one of the indicators, because it has to do with how you feel rather than historical precedent, with actual fundamentals, with how it's behaved chart-wise in the past. That's just you feeling a thing. And so when you see a ton of people that have given up and they're pessimists, you are the indicator, and you're a walking indicator that this thing's about to blow. You're one more thing that we can look at, and that's what he's highlighting right there. Just take it for what it's worth. And this is what he was talking about with Bollinger Bands. This is the chart. This is from November 16th. XRP monthly Bollinger Bands finally expanding. Look at that. You can see on the chart. So they were this tight right here, and then they started breaking out to the up and downs. Look at that. And look at what happened the last 2 market cycles when that happened. The price rockets. That is where we are right now. That's what I'm talking about. So these analysts that have said this have been right all year that they've been screaming it. And what comes next? All-time high. Price discovery. If history is to rhyme with itself. And I will always have the asterisk, nobody knows for sure, including me, but what is most probable? Am I wrong for thinking that's probable? I'm thinking fewer people are going to doubt it at this point, that's for sure. There's also this, chart analyst Tony Severino on November 12th was talking about Bollinger Bands. He posted this. XRP is above the monthly upper Bollinger Band, just as Bollinger Band width begins expanding from the tightest squeeze in XRP history. So he was calling this 10 days ago. And then he reposted that last night and said, this has only just begun, XRP. He saw it too. And he's one of the analysts that I've been highlighting throughout the year. I started following him at some point earlier this year. I'm lucky I came across him. He's correct. And it is playing out, as he's been saying, and many others have been saying. Absolutely. There's this post from Charting Guy. Large caps like XRP, Doge, Cardano, etc. are catching nice bids just as Bitcoin breaks into price discovery. This does not show weakness or a end of the cycle. This large cap rotation just shows the beginning of the parabolic time we call alt season. So folks, again, the best is yet ahead. There's this from attorney John Deaton. And I just thought I'd share this because I love the optimism. And after what he got us through the last several years, leading us through that SEC v. Ripple lawsuit, and to see this optimism from him, I just love it. It's inspiring. He said, XRP soon will achieve a $100 billion market cap. Times are changing. And it's $82 billion at the time that I'm recording this, so just a matter of time. Chart analyst Nick Crypto Crusader says, XRP is unstoppable from this point. No obstacles, all price action. Then there was this 2 days ago from chart analyst Javon Marks. More indicators. This is on the shorter time frame, but even so. A more detailed / instructive depiction of XRP's low time frame bull pennant pattern. First overall target, aside from pennant, is above $3 plus and all-time high. So that's what he's been targeting. Again, 2 days ago, before the most recent outbreak, this is what it looks like right here. And he shows the bull pennant pattern here on the right. And so you can see that that's how he's expecting to play out. Then you fast forward to today, and he shared a before and after. And so there's the before, and here's the after. He wrote, XRP fulfills the spotted bull pennant pattern in a near textbook fashion. Do you guys believe it yet? I mean, I know, but probably the vast majority of you do. But if there's anybody that's listening that's been doubting throughout the year, like, does any of this make sense? Then that was just you feeling a thing. If you would look at the data, the actual data that these chart analysts have been displaying, you would understand that what has always been most probable, though not certain, is that we would have this break to the upside. And now we're living through that moment, as we should have expected, as I did expect. And I'm sure many of you, if not most of you, probably, frankly, did expect that. That'd be because that's what makes sense. You know, it just is. On November 21st, just yesterday, Mikey Bull Crypto shared this and wrote, XRP to $2 is not far away. Gary Gensler is stepping down, which is huge for Ripple. It's big for XRP as well. Then he says, XRP is a beast, and I believe it's going to pull the 2017 kind of rally. I buy it. I don't know how high it's going to go. No price predictions for me, but yes, broadly speaking. So stay tuned, folks. It's only going to get better from here. Even if there are some, shallow pullbacks, whatever it looks like, we're not at the peak, folks. We're not at the peak. XRP all-time high on deck. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.